Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't feel like myself these days? Maybe your joints are a little stiffer than before. Maybe your energy dips faster than it used to, or you're just not bouncing back like you once did. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Growing older brings wisdom and experience. But it also comes with little surprises our bodies like to throw at us. Aches, slower digestion, dry skin, and all sorts of tiny annoyances that add up over time. But here's the thing. What if I told you that you might already have something in your home, tucked away in the kitchen or bathroom, that can actually help ease some of these discomforts? It's not expensive, it's not complicated, and best of all, it's completely natural. We're talking about two simple ingredients: castor oil and baking soda. Yes, those old-fashioned household staples that our parents and grandparents swore by. Now, before you raise an eyebrow, hear me out. These two ingredients might seem basic, but when you mix them together in just the right way, they can actually become a gentle remedy for all kinds of common problems older adults face, from dry skin and joint stiffness to tired feet, and even minor digestive issues. It's like giving your body a little extra care without reaching for harsh chemicals or complicated routines. In today's video, we're going to dive into how this simple mix of castor oil and baking soda can support your health as you age, and more importantly, how to actually use it. You won't need a medical degree or fancy tools, just your hands, a little time, and a willingness to care for yourself in the kindest, most natural way possible. Let's start with something a lot of us deal with after 60, joint discomfort. You know, that dull, nagging feeling in your knees when you've been sitting too long? Or the way your fingers don't quite move the way they used to on chilly mornings. It's frustrating, isn't it? But castor oil has been used for centuries as a soothing remedy for inflammation and stiffness. It's rich in something called ricinoleic acid, which has natural anti-inflammatory properties. When you gently massage it into your skin, especially around your joints, it penetrates deeply and warms the area, helping to ease tension and reduce swelling. Now here's where the magic happens. When you add a little baking soda to the castor oil, just enough to make a smooth paste, it actually boosts the oil's absorption. Baking soda helps open up the pores on your skin, so the castor oil can sink in even deeper. Plus, it has a mild exfoliating effect, so you're gently removing dead skin cells while nourishing the tissue underneath. It's like a mini spa treatment for your knees, hands, or anywhere that needs a little extra love. I've heard from so many people who've tried this simple mixture and found real relief. One lovely gentleman named Mr. Hui, who's 72, told me he keeps a jar of this paste in his bathroom and uses it every morning on his wrists. He said after just a week, he noticed his hands didn't feel as stiff when he held his coffee cup in the morning. It's little changes like that that can truly make a difference in your quality of life. And let's not forget something we all deal with as we age: dry skin. Our skin naturally produces less oil over time, especially after 60. That's why it starts to feel thinner, more delicate, and sometimes even itchy. Now, you could buy expensive creams from the store, but many of them are full of chemicals you can't even pronounce. Castor oil, on the other hand, is completely natural, and it locks in moisture beautifully. When mixed with baking soda, it gently buffs away dry, flaky patches, especially on areas like elbows, feet, and heels. I like to think of it as giving your skin a drink of water, while also polishing it to a soft, smooth finish. You just apply the paste, rub it in gently in circles for a few minutes, then wipe it off with a warm, damp cloth. Do this a few times a week, and you'll be amazed at how much softer and healthier your skin looks and feels. One of the most surprising things about this mixture is how relaxing it can be. After a long day, maybe you've been gardening, walking, or just on your feet a lot, you can use the paste as a gentle foot rub. The warmth of the castor oil, combined with the light scrubbing effect of the baking soda, melts away tension. If you've ever had trouble falling asleep because your legs or feet just felt too restless, try this in the evening before bed. It's like a lullaby for your body. Now I know some of you might be thinking, that sounds too simple to really work. But sometimes the simplest things are the most effective. And when it comes to natural health, consistency is key. This isn't about expecting a miracle overnight. It's about giving your body small, gentle reminders that it's still loved, still strong, and still very much capable of healing and feeling good. And don't worry, if you're unsure how to make this mixture, it's easy. Just pour a tablespoon of castor oil into a small bowl, then slowly add baking soda, stirring until it becomes a paste. You can adjust the texture based on what you like. Thicker for a scrub, smoother for a massage oil. There's no strict rule here. It's about what feels best for you. So far, we've talked about using this castor oil and baking soda blend for joint pain, dry skin, and even a relaxing foot massage. But we're just getting started. There's still more this little duo can do for your health, and I can't wait to share it with you. Let's keep going, because there's another area of our bodies that really benefits from this simple mix. Another area of our bodies that really benefits from this simple mix is the digestive system. Now, I know we don't always like to talk about it, but let's be honest. After a certain age, our digestion just isn't what it used to be. Maybe you feel bloated more often, or things slow down, and you find yourself struggling with constipation now and then. It's frustrating, uncomfortable, and it can really affect your mood and energy levels. What's interesting is that castor oil isn't just good for the outside of your body. It's also been used for generations as a gentle internal remedy, especially when it comes to helping things move along, if you know what I mean. But here's the thing. Taking castor oil internally should always be done carefully and occasionally. For most people, just a small spoonful once in a while, on the advice of a healthcare professional, is more than enough. It helps stimulate the bowels and can provide relief in a matter of hours. But if you're not comfortable taking it internally, and many people aren't, that's completely fine. You can still use it topically over your abdomen, combined with baking soda, to give your digestive system a natural boost. All you need to do is warm the mixture slightly, just enough to feel cozy, not hot. Then massage it gently onto your belly in slow, circular motions. The castor oil helps improve circulation and reduce inflammation in the area, while the baking soda gently exfoliates and helps your skin absorb the oil more effectively. A lovely woman named Colon, who's in her late 60s, told me she's made this a part of her evening routine. After dinner and a little light stretching, she warms the paste in her palms and rubs it onto her lower belly. She said it helps her sleep better and keeps her digestive system regular, without needing to rely on pills or powders. Isn't that beautiful? Sometimes, self-care looks like a quiet moment, some warm oil, and a little love for your tummy. Now, while we're on the topic of relaxation and evening routines, let's talk about something a lot of older adults struggle with: sleep. Falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up too early. It can be a real battle. And when you don't sleep well, everything feels off the next day. Your energy drops, your mood dips, and your body just doesn't function the way it should. But here's a gentle trick. Apply a small amount of castor oil and baking soda mixture to the soles of your feet before bed. I know it sounds unusual, but this method has been used in natural wellness circles for ages. The feet are full of nerve endings and pressure points. Massaging them with this warm paste helps calm the nervous system, reduce tension, and prepare your body for rest. It's a simple ritual that signals to your brain, hey, it's time to wind down now. And if you want to take it a step further, slip on a pair of soft cotton socks afterward. This helps lock in the moisture and gives you a cozy, comforting feeling as you drift off to sleep. It's such a small act, but it makes such a difference, like giving your body a gentle hug before bedtime. There's also something to be said about the ritual itself. The act of taking a few quiet minutes for yourself, of preparing something natural and healing with your own hands. It sends a message, not just to your body, but to your heart and mind. I still matter. I'm still worthy of care. And you are, every single day. Let's not forget the emotional side of aging. Sometimes, the physical aches are easier to talk about than the emotional ones, like loneliness, frustration, or feeling like we become invisible in a world that moves a little too fast. But taking care of your body, even with something as simple as a little castor oil and baking soda, can be a way of reconnecting with yourself. It's an act of kindness that reminds you, I'm still here, and I still deserve to feel good. I spoke to a man named Bakhang, who lives alone since his wife passed a few years ago. He told me that making this little mixture every few days, warming the oil, mixing the baking soda, sitting down with his feet in a basin of warm water. It became more than just a physical treatment. It became a moment of reflection, a moment to slow down, to remember, to breathe. And that's what I want to offer you today. Not just a recipe or a trick, but a gentle, doable way to reconnect with your own well-being. Whether you use this mix for your joints, your skin, your belly, or your heart, it's about creating space for your own care, your own peace, in a world that often forgets how much you've already given. It's so easy to forget the power of simple things. We look for fancy solutions, expensive supplements, and complicated routines. But sometimes, all we need is a little oil, a little baking soda, and a quiet moment to say, I'm still worth the effort. And so, as we continue, I want to invite you to think about one small place in your daily life where you could use a bit more comfort. Maybe your knees after gardening. Maybe your hands after doing dishes. Or maybe just your spirit needing a little more tenderness. Because this little mixture, as simple as it is, might just be the gentle boost your body and your soul has been waiting for. And maybe that's the most powerful thing of all. Not the castor oil, not the baking soda, but the choice to care for yourself in small, consistent ways. It's easy to get caught up in thinking we need big changes to feel better. But healing doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Now, there's one more way this gentle mixture can support your well-being, and that's through caring for the skin on your back and shoulders. As we age, it gets harder to reach certain spots, and those areas can get neglected. Dry patches, tension, even a bit of muscle soreness. These are all common issues, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, reading, or watching TV. And if you've ever had that nagging ache right between the shoulder blades, you know exactly what I mean. So here's a little trick. If you got someone at home, a partner, a child, or even a caregiver, you can ask them to help apply a warm paste of castor oil and baking soda along your back, especially in the shoulders and upper spine. Let it sit there for 15 to 20 minutes while you rest. Some folks even like to cover it with a warm towel to help the oil absorb deeper and relieve tension. If you live alone, don't worry. You can use a back lotion applicator or a soft cloth wrapped around a long spoon, whatever works for you. What matters isn't how fancy the setup is, but the intention behind it, that you're giving your body a little time to loosen, to breathe, to heal. And let me tell you, if you've been feeling a little heavy lately, not just in your body, but in your spirit, this kind of quiet care can be more powerful than you might expect. One woman I spoke with, Mai, said she hadn't felt relaxed in months. But after just 2 nights of using the paste with a warm towel across her back, she finally slept through the night without waking. That's no small thing. When we rest better, we live better. Now, you might be wondering, how often should I use this mixture? Honestly, there's no strict rule. You can use it a few times a week for maintenance or daily during periods when your body needs extra attention. If you're using it for dry skin, once or twice a week is usually enough. For joint support, you might want to apply more often, especially in colder months. The key is to listen to your body. It's always talking to us. We just need to slow down enough to hear what it's saying. And while we've been focusing on the physical benefits, there's something else that's worth mentioning. The emotional nourishment that comes from having a simple routine. As we grow older, we often lose some of the structure that used to guide our days. Work is behind us. The kids are grown, and sometimes it feels like time just stretches on, unfilled. That's why these small rituals, mixing a paste, warming in your hands, massaging it into your skin, can be so grounding. They give shape to your day, a purpose, a moment to care. Because you do deserve care. You deserve to feel good in your body, to wake up with less pain, to look at your skin and see it glowing again. You deserve comfort, softness, peace. And you don't have to wait for someone else to give that to you. You can give it to yourself every day in these little ways that matter more than we often realize. I know the world likes to move fast, especially these days. And it can feel like everyone's chasing youth, rushing through life, glued to screens. But there's a quiet strength in aging gracefully, in choosing to slow down, to treat your body with gentleness instead of punishment, to say, I'm still here. I'm still worthy of tenderness. And honestly, The beauty of using something as humble as castor oil and baking soda is that it reminds us we don't need fancy products or complicated routines to feel good. We just need a few minutes, a little intention, and the willingness to show ourselves some kindness. So, let me gently remind you of what we talked about today, without listing, without summarizing, just a soft reflection that your joints can feel better, your skin can be softer, your belly can be calmer, your sleep can be deeper, and your heart can feel a little lighter, all from something you can make in your kitchen, all from giving yourself permission to rest, to care, and to heal. And if something in this conversation has touched you, if you've been nodding along or remembering a moment from your own life, I'd love to hear about it. Leave me a comment below. Share your thoughts, your stories, or even your questions. You're not just a viewer, you're a part of community, a growing circle of people who believe in gentle healing, in natural wellness, and in aging with grace and strength. And if you found this video helpful or comforting, please give it a like. It helps more people like you discover these tips. And if you want more content like this, simple remedies, comforting conversations, practical wellness tips for life after 60, go ahead and subscribe. This is a place where your health, your peace, and your joy still matter. Because they do. You matter. Every wrinkle, every scar, every lesson learned along the way. It all adds up to a life worth honoring. And it's never too late to start feeling better, one gentle step at a time. So here's to you, to softness, to healing, to little moments of care that remind us just how powerful we really are. Here's to living your best life at any age,